Revolution, come in. Revolution, come in.
Hello guys and welcome to all those training to become a Super Saiyan, and welcome to Revolution. Subscribe if you haven't already and get my content straight away, and if you have Facebook, go visit this very interactive and growing Facebook group community. So on this video I'm going to be discussing and giving an example of what the Shinjin, otherwise known as the Kais, are. I've noticed in the community there's a lot of confusion about their roles in the God tier rankings. So basically I'm here to clear that up. A lot of people are under the impression that just because they have the title of gods that they are immortal, when this is not the case. Now, in terms of the origins of the Kais, and this is including the Supreme Kais, the Grand Kais, the Cardinal Kais, even the attendants, such as Kabuto Kai, or you could even say Zamasu, they all originate from magical fruits that grow off a tree called the Kaiju. Now, the average Shinjin possesses special abilities that far surpass any sort of untrained normal beings. As you can see with this diagram, the South Kai is next to what appears to be a very black looking piece of fruit. So this resembles just a normal piece of fruit that is born off this tree. Whereas you see the Supreme Kai is next to what appears to be a golden, shiny piece of fruit. Now this shiny piece of fruit is what a Shinjin needs to be born from in order to become a Supreme Kai. So if they are born from this golden fruit from the Kaiju tree, they automatically become a Supreme Kai. Talk about privileges. Now the Kaiju literally translate to the meaning of world tree. And these are gigantic magical trees that are found on the planet Kaioshin. Kaioshin is the original home planet of all Shinjin. Now this planet has a rough population of around 80 Shinjin, so it doesn't have a high population, but these are very divine beings, so maybe they need a lot of space. Anyway, most of the Shinjin we know in the series thus far have long since left their home to take up their roles among the God tier rankings. So back to the topic on whether these beings are immortal. Well, the Shinjin generally have lifespans of 75,000 years. However, once again, the privileges come into play when you're born from a magical golden fruit, and then you could possibly live for several millions of years if you are born from that fruit, as Shin was. Basically, what happens when one of these Shinjin pass away is that the Shinjin draw lots among themselves to choose who will take the Kai's place and become the new Kai. The Supreme Kais, however, are chosen only from that special golden fruit. Now, occasionally there will actually be an evil Shinjin, and these delinquents are cast into the demon realm that are ruled by the Kaioshin. They live with the Kaioshin and are literally secluded from all civilizations in the cosmos and in the mortal universe. So I think it's safe to say that the Shinjin definitely believe in nature over nurture. Other than Z, the only other Shinjin we knew by the end of Z were the Elder Kai, Kabuto Kai, as well as the 4 Cardinal Kais and the Grand Kai. But since then, a plethora of new Kais have been introduced in Dragon Ball Super, and that includes Gawasu, the biggest idiot I've ever seen, even though his universe has a higher immortal ranking than Universe 7, as well as Zamasu. And after that, with the upcoming Xeno Tournament of Power, there have been many more introduced. Now, as of this date, only a few of them have been given names, and as my Japanese is absolutely shoddy, I'm not going to give all those names out in case I insult anybody until I've heard their names said in the actual dub. Now, for those privileged Kais who get to become the Supreme Kais, they are also known as the Creation Gods, and they have the ultimate duty to protect the universe of their position. They possess godly powers and live on their respective planets, and their planet tends to orbit the macroverse. However, being the gods of creation, there also needs to be destruction, and they are paired with a god of destruction. In Shin's case, that is Beerus, and together they are the ruling and overseeing class of their respective universe. And as we know now from Dragon Ball Super, there are 12 different universes, or macroverses you could say, in Dragon Ball lore. There used to be 18 until Zeno decided to destroy 6. Now, you've probably been asking the question of why was there 5 Supreme Kais at the time Majin Buu first attacked the universe? Well, basically, the reason there were 5 Supreme Kais at that time is because in some eras there have been known to be more than 3 Supreme Kais at a time. Now you're probably thinking, well, 3, that doesn't make any sense. Well, usually there are 3 Supreme Kais in each universe, with 2 on duty, and if one Supreme Kai was to die in an accident, then the currently inactive 3rd Supreme Kai would grow in the sacred world of the Kais like a plant. So, whilst one of the Supreme Kais acts as the primary Supreme Kai, as you'll notice Shin has Kibito, the other Supreme Kai is the attendant. But like I said, in some universes, there have been eras known to have 5 Supreme Kais, and at that point of time, when Majin Buu attacked, Universe 7 had 5 active Supreme Kais. Now, unfortunately for Lord Beerus, if Shin was to be killed, then Beerus would perish too. Now, Shin, in terms of destructive capacity and battle power, is significantly weaker than Lord Beerus. So if you're going to target them, just as Goku Black did, you would target the Shinjin, because you get rid of the god of destruction. However, one thing I will point out is that despite not having any, well, at least not much destructive capacity, the Shinjin possess an extraordinary range of creational powers. And with those kind of powers come across very useful techniques such as telepathy, telekinesis, instantaneous movement, healing powers, and even magic materialization, as well as the fact that they can enter some sort of matrix type world where they can literally get access to anything they like. I mean, I'm sure you'll remember that idiot Gawasu entering that place, as well as Zamasu entering that place and retracting the time rings. Oh, and they also have a time ring where they can travel through time. The gods of destruction don't get these. So despite not having the level of power of the gods of destruction, they do have some very useful capabilities at their disposal. So guys, I hope you've learned something today. At the end of this video, I'm going to link in my Dragon Ball Gods Hierarchy explained video, as well as my Dragon Ball Macroverse explained video, as this will give you an in-depth analysis on how the Dragon Ball universes are structured. If you have any theories on where we are going to see the Shinjin go forward in the future of Dragon Ball Super, comment in the comments section. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and hit that like button with a universe busting attack. So guys, get commenting in that comments section. Do you think we will see a Kaioshin anytime in the future of Dragon Ball Super? And what do you think to the new Shinjin that have just been announced for the upcoming Zeno's Tournament of Power? Anyway guys, one final very important message. If you stay calm in any vexing situation, you will never ever become a Super Saiyan. Hey guys, Revolution again. Check out some of these videos on your screen right now for some more awesome Revolution Dragon Ball content.